Uh, Hey everybody, welcome to the October 14th, 10/14/2025 live training and coaching call for the Driven Woman Transformation Program. 14 is a good number because Johan Cruyff, who was Holland's best soccer player ever, always wore the number 14, and nobody in Holland wears the number 14 anymore in honor of him. So now you'll know. Um, but what we were just going over before I had started hitting record was I was going over the check-ins from last week, and Shayna was mentioning that she finally hit a goal. She broke a wall, and in her own words, meal planning is what got her to lose that weight. So, do you want to maybe like elaborate on that, or how do you feel like meal planning helped you, or anything you want to say about that?
Well, I know that I like eating out, and I was going to the restaurants that you suggested to eat out at, and I realized that I kept teetering between 262 and 258, and it just kept going up and down, up and down, up, but it never got past 258, and I was just like really, really, really frustrated with that. I finally just got up one morning and said I'm going to meal prep, and I made two different meals so that I have one for lunch that I could eat before I went to work, and then one I could eat while I was at work so that I wouldn't snack on anything. Um, that I just would have a good meal to eat besides going out and buying something because there's a taco truck that parks here almost every night, and I know that that's not something that I need to eat every night. So within that week of just doing that meal planning, by the time Friday hit, I was at 256 and I was just jumping up and down for joy because I was like, I finally got past 258 because I didn't ever think I would get past 258, and it was really exciting. The part about the dress that I sent you, my last dress I bought was a size 3X, and I haven't been shopping for myself because I want to see what I look like when I get down to my goal weight. I don't want to buy anything until I get to my goal weight. But when you're walking through and you see something on clearance for $3, you can't pass it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I saw the dress, the largest size that they had was an X large, and I didn't think I would fit it, but I was like, I can dress it up to make it look cute or whatever. But when I tried it on, the material wasn't stretched. It wasn't trying to fit its way around me. It actually fit the way the dress was supposed to. I literally was almost in tears, and I was like, wow, I have to body this real quick because I didn't think that I would get to this point, and I'm happy that I am. So I'm just looking forward to getting down to the mark, and I'll be yes where I need to be.
Awesome. So just curious, what weight did you start at?
I started at two, almost 275.
275, and you're at 258 right now. Yeah.
Yes. Well,
And
yeah,
yeah, and then so you went down two sizes.
yes.
Yeah. That's awesome. So new beginnings. So does that like light a fire, light your motivation back up to just keep going?
It does because I got up and I cooked and I have meals for this week. Even though what I made, I don't think it tastes good, but I said I'm going to make myself eat it because I cooked it and I want to stay on that path that, I have a meal set for lunch and I have a meal set for dinner. So I want to keep going that way. Next
Yeah.
week, I'll try to make something a little differently. So,
Yeah, and look back at also when you started. I mean, when you started, 3 months ago or so, the things you're doing right now, you probably couldn't even, you didn't think that was even, you would ever do that. But it's a very slow process. And just everybody's different. Everybody has their own journey. For Shayna, I know, like, yeah, she definitely loved eating out, but also like drive-throughs and all that stuff. And that's getting a lot less too. So everybody's on their own journey. So if anything, if everybody just takes away something, is that it really doesn't matter where you start. It just matters the direction that you're going. And I'm really happy to hear that. And I know 100% for sure if you just keep going, your problems are only going to get better and better. New levels, new devils, but you're never going to not have challenges, but your challenges are only going to get better from here on out. So just keep on going and just keep making those improvements. And the way I know she's gonna do it is because I told her to go. Well, she asked me, "Hey, where can I go? Where should I go instead of shoot, like Wendy's and stuff?" And I said, "Well, go to Burger Lounge." And then I was checking her food log one time, and I saw she went to True Food. And I was like, "Oh, damn! If you're going to True Food, that means business. Like you're serious about it." Um, did you notice a difference too in those restaurants? Like, or was it more like, no, not really? Like, how did you like those restaurants? Did you notice the difference in quality?
It I noticed because I wasn't hungry again.
Hmm.
Like sometimes you eat and you're hungry an hour or so later. Burger Lounge, definitely True Foods. I was like, I ate, but I wasn't hungry again. It was a couple of, or yeah, about a few hours afterwards. It's like, okay, well, it's time to eat dinner, so now I'm hungry again. Whereas it wasn't like within that hour, I was like, man, I need a snack. I need something because I feel like I need to eat something again.
Yeah. Yeah, real food. It fills you up. Oh, that's awesome. I'm really happy to hear that. And by the way, I'll get back to you with a personal check-in reply. I don't want to do like a full check-in reply right here. But Janelle, did you want to say something or? Oh, I thought you were just waving. Um, thank you so much for sharing that. Jackie too, I'll get back to your check-in and John as well. I'm actually going to do it right after this call. I'll send you a video. But what I wanted to talk to everybody about as well, everything that I teach you guys, I'm learning myself. I found that that's the best way to do it because if I like, hash up some like boring fitness knowledge every single week, it's just, nobody wants to hear that. But a lot of it is just mindset, guys. Your most prized possession will always be your positive mental attitude. And we can literally talk about that every single week because that's not the first to go is your positive mental attitude. A lot of times when you're trying to lose weight, like for instance, what Shayna just mentioned, going from 275 to 258, it doesn't matter how much support you have. In the end of the day, the way I like to compare it with is you standing in an auditorium doing the work with nobody else in the auditorium. And after you do the work, nobody sees it. So you just kind of have to give yourself like a slow clap right there. That's usually how progress goes. But here's the problem right now. If you were to ask the devil himself, and I'm not religious at all. Everybody here in Arkansas is, but there's a lot of Christians here and all that. But if you were to ask the devil, hey, um, Mr. Devil, if you could have your way, how would you bring down the humans? How would you bring down humanity? And I'm pretty sure he would just give us more distractions, more Instagram, more social media, more comparison, more analysis paralysis. And what's very important for you watching this video live or in the replay is you want to identify your most important constraint. What's your most urgent constraint? What's the one thing that you need to do? So, for instance, if you are not losing weight, it's very likely that you're not eating the same amount of calories every single day. Well, if you cannot do that for 7 days in a row, nothing else matters. Yeah, you got to drink water and all that stuff. But if you can't do the same amount of calories, plus or minus 50 calories every single day for 7 days in a row, then yeah, you can take vitamin D, you can take fish oil, you can take chromium picolinate, you can get more sleep in, you can do more push-ups, but it's not going to matter because you're not going to have that trackable data. Similarly, if you're not drinking enough water, for instance, which is mind-blowingly common that so many people don't drink enough water. And the people that are not on this call, those are the guilty ones. So if you're watching the replay, you know who you are. But if you're not doing that, then it doesn't even matter how many calories you take in. So you always want to focus on your most urgent constraint. What's your biggest constraint that you have right now? Focus on that. And then do that every single day. But consistency, kind of like that video that sent you in that text to announce this Zoom call, consistency is boring. And I used to say this. This is one of the very first things I learned about business is that success is boring. Success is boring. And when I say that, most people don't understand it. And I kind of lost track of it as well. But what do we do when we go on Instagram and let's just look at fitness? Let's look at fitness and let's look at money. Fitness, when it comes to success, you see six packs, you see people doing pull ups with chains around their neck. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. If I do a cool looking exercise, I'll post it on my stories. But if I'm doing a side plank, I'm not going to post it on my stories. I probably should, but nobody would watch it because that's boring. But if you look at the elite powerlifters, for instance, those guys who can squat 1,000 pounds or whatever, like the guys who are insanely strong, they do the most basic core exercises and they do them consistently. But nobody really wants to see that. It's the whole iceberg where you see the success on top and you don't see all the stuff on the bottom. Consistency is boring, success is boring. Now, if you look at, let's say, money, that's the most profound example. You see people driving Lamborghinis and live in the big houses. Most of them have gone bankrupt a couple times in their life. Most of them have had really, really bad situations that they had to get out of, but you don't see that. But that's where consistency comes in. So you identifying your biggest constraint right now, what is holding you back the most? And it's only one thing because it's impossible that you have two constraints that are equally holding you back. It's one thing, and everybody's different. So if it's not hitting the same amount of calories every single day, if it's going to bed at different times every day, if it's not drinking enough water, if it's, not making it to the gym, which you guys don't struggle with that because going to the gym, with all due respect, is pretty easy. You just do it. But it's nutrition that's the hard part. Not getting enough protein in, you're not getting enough fiber in. Are you tracking it? Not even tracking. If you're not tracking, then you can't come with anything. There's a coaching program that I know of. I'm not part of it, but if you don't have, and it's for business, but if you show up to the call without 3 weeks of data of your ads and your numbers and then your all that, your business numbers, then they won't let you on the call because how are they going to help you? And the same thing goes for your tracking. So anyway, coming back to the point, find out what your biggest challenge is and then relentlessly attack that. Take massive action on fixing that, and that is going to get you the fastest possible results. But what do we do, myself included? We get distracted. Like for me, business wise, just giving it to you straight. I got to have more conversations with leads, for instance, right? So if somebody, messages me on Instagram, I got to start a conversation with them, which I really don't like doing because it's just a lot of times the people are not serious. But if I do, let's say 10 conversations a day, then I know eventually I will get a new client. Now, if I do that for 2 days, I'm going to feel really good about myself. If I do that for 5 days in a row, I'm going to do really good, feel good, really good about myself. But it takes on average 60 days of doing that in order to see any results. But if you do that then for 10 days, you're going to feel really good about yourself. You're not going to see results right away. And then you're going to get distracted because you're going to get advertised left and right or see your coworkers or see your friends telling you about, hey, try this out, try that out. And then you're going to compare yourself to people who are getting the results. And again, you're not seeing what it took for them to get there. And then you're going to think that you're messing up and you're going to switch gears. You're going to try something else. Now, we're all guilty of this. It's human nature. But stick to the course. Your most urgent constraint is always going to be there until you fix it. And for fitness and nutrition, it's usually 21 days. If you can do something for 21 days in a row, then you have officially fixed it because, you've probably heard this before. That's how you make it a habit. So if you're not hitting 10,000 steps, you're hitting 8,000 steps and then maybe 10,000 steps here and there. But then you have one day of 8,000 steps, you're starting at zero. 10,000 steps for 21 days in a row. Your life will never be the same. If you hit 10,000 steps for 21 days in a row, your life will never be the same. If you eat 30 plus grams of fiber for 21 days in a row, you will not even look the same. Your skin will clear. You will have so much more energy. You're fixing your gut health. If you literally just drink bone broth for 21 days in a row, you'll fix your digestion. And again, your life will never be the same. You're never going to want to go back. But it's boring because if you do it for 5 days in a row, you're like, I'm not really feeling it. Same thing with fish oil. You take fish oil, you really don't really feel the benefits. You feel the benefits when you stop taking it. So anyway, I'm not saying anything new, but what I want everybody to do on this call is really just look into deep down, like what is holding you back the most, and then relentlessly attack that. But with that said, let's go over it real quick. Does anybody want to share what's holding them back the most? What's their number one constraint? You can raise your hand or just unmute yourself. You can do that too. And if you unmute yourself, just let us know what your number one goal is and what's holding you back the most. Your biggest challenge.
I can go.
Yeah,
My biggest challenge is sleep. I will share that I've actually been going to the gym at 5 a.m. this week, so yay, yay for
that's
me.
good.
I know we talked about Michael going early and just, kind of changing things up. So I started doing that. I was trying to get into a rhythm, consistent schedule. However, it is very difficult to stay alert and awake after. So I'll be fine. I'll wake up, I'll go to the gym, and I'll have a great morning. But then I'm hitting that slump. But again, it's because the challenge for me is getting to bed earlier right now because of the things that I have going on. So I think that sleep is probably not helping, or not the lack of sleep is not helping. So I'm still working on it, trying to get into a better rhythm. And then I'll be going back to work next week. So now I have to incorporate a brand new schedule, or not brand new, but reincorporate a work schedule into my goals. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. But needless to say, I wasn't going to the gym, and now I am going. So that's improvement.
Yeah, and it's this week.
Yeah, this week after we had that conversation last week, I just kind of pushed myself just to go, just to get into Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or something, just to get into some type of rhythm to go. And then I figured everything else will start to fall into place. I just need to stay consistent with that schedule.
Yeah, so your most pressing constraint, I think, what it was also the workout because of your stressful situation that you're in. And so now 21 days in a row, stay at that 5 a.m. At 5 a.m. it takes a while to get used to. But you are going to find like that's why I asked how long you've been doing it because it's going to take like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks for your body to kind of get used to it. Eventually, if you can find ways to go to bed earlier, even if you just go a half hour earlier, it'll make your sleep so much more efficient. Do you track your sleep at all?
No, I can't sleep with anything in my hands, unfortunately.
All right. Um, okay. Well, in the chat, I just posted, and this is for everybody, a tart cherry juice. I was getting curious. I was going to Costco. I was buying the sweet cherries. And I know sweet cherries give you melatonin, as you know by now. There's certain foods that give you melatonin. They help you sleep better. Egg yolks, leafy greens, goji berries. Tart cherries is one of them. So I was buying sweet cherries from Costco. So I was curious, like, hey, do sweet cherries give you the same amount of melatonin as tart cherries? I was being a total nerd. So I was looking it up and I was going in all kinds of Reddit forums and all that stuff. So I found out that there's a certain type of tart cherry that has like 6 times the amount of melatonin than regular tart cherry juice. It's in the chat. Check it out. It's the Amazon link. It's a certain name. I'm sorry, I forgot the name of it. It's Montmorency. Montmorency. Um, I full transparency, I haven't bought it myself yet. I have a tart cherry juice concentrate, and I'm hitting 90 sleep scores. But I highly recommend you guys get that. There's other brands too, but a couple sips of that about a couple hours before you go to bed. That will really help with, like, for instance, in Janelle's case, if you're even not able to get a lot of sleep, it'll help you with your sleep efficiency and also your sleep density. Sleep density meaning like your latency is low. Latency is the amount of time it takes for you to fall asleep. So you lay in bed, boom, you fall asleep, and you're just in deep sleep, REM sleep, boom. And in your 7 hours, you get more deep sleep and REM sleep than somebody else would get in 9 hours if you supplement wisely. I highly recommend everybody get tart cherry, and then the other ones are eating eggs, holy basil seeds, which by the way, holy basil seeds are you have to get them on Amazon too. But that's what I would do, supplement better.
Is So I've tried the Trader Joe's tart cherry. Is that just as effective, or should I be using the one on your link specifically?
I would definitely go for the Montmorency because it has like 21 milligrams of melatonin. I'm actually pretty curious. I want to try it myself. Tart cherry, any tart cherry is fine. Just make sure you don't get the tart cherry blend where it's like mixed with apple juice or whatever. That's it has to be pure. Ideally not from concentrate. Ideally. So, yeah. Does anybody else have any obstacles? Anything they want to share? Main constraints, biggest constraints?
I think mine is John. I think mine's consistently just getting as good of a workout when on the road as I do at the gym when I'm local and then go into the gym
Yeah.
there. That is by far one of the most things that I miss when I'm on the road. And I did just order the tart cherry, the Mortency, so
Yeah, nice.
that'll be waiting for me when I get home.
Action taker right there. Um, is it because of the environment? Like you don't know what they have and
No, I mean most of the time. I mean, you had pointed out that just to check into the area and find a gym, a local gym.
yeah.
My challenge is I'm run the whole time I'm there usually, and then during the day, and then in the evening I'm at in the hotel and catching up on emails and doing things like that. So it's a challenge. It's much easier if I can get up. When I'm around local, I can head over to the gym, get the workout, and get back to things by be out of there by 7 and on with my day. And
Yeah.
um, it's just having that system in place. Um, anyway, but no, last couple of times though, it's been a little better. It's been better. I've been able to focus a little bit more and have more of a workout schedule, that I've kind of put together of what I'm doing when, for whether it be and kind of the groupings. That'd be probably a good thing I need to reach out to you on and just kind of look at what I'm doing and if you could recommend, like if I'm out of town for for a week, what should my 3 workouts look like during that week, as far as like um, back and possibly back and shoulders, or
Right.
then arms and triceps and biceps, chest, and then the legs. Probably be good to work with you to put together a good out of town workout for me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it would be best to just stick to what's in the calendar, but just let me know next time you go out of town. Also, just from my own experience, last weekend I went to Lafayette, Indiana, for a graduation, and I wanted to work out on Saturday. We arrived on Friday. I already knew, obviously, that we were going to arrive on Friday. We're going to leave on Sunday. And so I thought, because I love it when I travel to go to new gyms. But obviously, my situation is different than yours because for you, like it's for work travel. I know how that is. It's like they try to squeeze every minute they can out of you. So for me in Lafayette, I had to drive to this gym. I had to pay $15. The whole door scanning thing didn't work, and then I had to download this app, and it literally took me like 25 minutes just to get inside. So I get it. Like it's not always ideal. Sometimes you just have to stick to what's in the hotel. But it all comes down to kind of like what Shayna said, just preparing in advance. So before you even leave, just look up what the gym looks like at your hotel. Because I've actually been pleasantly surprised lately with hotel gyms. Because you don't need that much. And then also, yeah, if you can't find anything, look up a 24-hour gym, and then even if anything, you can buy a day pass in advance, so you don't have to mess with apps and all that stuff like I was having to. But yeah, just keep me posted on the next time you go traveling.
Yeah,
LeBron,
what's helped also too is just the accountability on the steps. Getting investing, buying that little clip-on Fitbit that just carry around in my pocket, and it's really, helped as far as the just accountability and getting all those steps in every day.
Yeah.
That's been really good for me.
The that's keeping you accountable because you see it.
Yeah, it's a lot easier if I'm looking at my watch and I know that. I mean, it's again, like I said, it's all going right into the app, and
Yeah.
for me at least that helps me if I'm like at 8,000 or 7,000 for the day, and and if I can go, it's okay. I know that on that app it's gonna show up as I didn't do my 10 that day, and it's actually paid dividends because now it's almost like a competition. Now I'm getting like 15 some. I mean, I had a day this weekend where I had 18,000,
Yeah.
so things like that. It's just one more thing that's helped me stay stay engaged.
Yeah. Okay. Small things like that, they all add up, they compound. That's good. Um, what do you think is your biggest obstacle in losing the weight, though? What do you think that is?
I don't know. I mean, I've been doing pretty good. I actually had a looked like on Monday when I was in there, I weighed myself. I had a good drop. So I mean, it's been pretty consistent.
Okay.
I don't really, for a while there, it seemed like I was kind of stuck, but it was little moves here and there. But then, like I said, I went in on Monday, weighed myself, and it was actually pretty big jump down. And I don't know. It seems like if I go in and I weigh myself after the workout on Monday, because that's usually when I weigh myself is after the workout. Um, on Mondays, I see a big drop, but then as I move into the week, it inches back up a little bit, but then the following Monday it drops down even further than it did the previous Monday. So I don't know
Yeah.
what that is or exactly. I mean, it's not huge drops, but I mean it's consistently going down. So I mean, I think everything that I'm doing right now and the logging is seems like I mean, although this weekend I was kind of around where it was very difficult to plan my meals. So although I stayed within the calorie count, I wasn't necessarily the healthiest of foods. But yeah, all in all, I don't really. I think I am consistently moving in the right direction on that.
Yeah. Yeah. The best way for everybody too listening, just log your weight every single day. Um, the New York Stock Exchange or like Wall Street traders, they know their numbers they track their numbers every second. What's the stock doing? What's the stock doing? Now, of course, that is kind of obsessive, but once you hit that goal weight, then you can kind of taper off. But if you it that's one thing. Second thing is just, what to get from what John is saying is that, yeah, the weight is fickle. Sometimes you can literally be stuck for 2 weeks and then you just keep doing the same thing and it goes down again. So it's all about taking it. And this is also what I mentioned about going on that coaching call, right? Like with that coaching program where if you don't show up with 3 months or was it 12 weeks, 3 weeks of data, they don't let you on the call. Like with weight loss, it's really important to look at your last 3 months. What was the trend? It goes up and down, but what was the overall trend? As long as your lows get lower, that's what matters. Um, yeah. Oh, did we lose somebody? No. Anybody else have any obstacles, questions, challenges? Oh, Shayna has to get going. Check out the replay for what I missed. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Shayna. Have a good day at work. Good night. And let me see, Jackie or Vidi, you guys have any questions? Anything you want to share? If not, that's cool. Or yeah.
I just wanted to ask you, this was my second week. Yesterday I did for the first time deadlifts in a long time. And I woke up with pain in my lower back, especially on the left side. So I don't know if it's soreness or did I injure myself?
Yeah.
Is it soon for me to start doing that lifts since it's been a long time?
What time did you go to the session?
5.
PM?
Yeah.
Okay. So first off, 5 p.m. I know it's a fast-paced session. How's it going overall so far with the workouts?
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm I'm doing the reps, but I'm doing it as much as I can do at my level, at my speed, not at everyone else's
Yeah,
speed. Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. When it comes to your deadlifts, do you have a pull-up bar at home or anything you can hang from? You do have a pull-up bar at home? Okay, well, in that case, 60 seconds a day, dead hang, meaning you can have your feet on the floor, but ideally have your feet in the air and you just hang for 60 seconds. If you can't hold it for 60 seconds, just as long as possible. And if you can eventually build up to a 60-second dead hang, it'll improve your grip strength, but it also really decompresses your spine. That's one thing. The second thing is the cat camels. Do those every single day. Um, and then in regards to how you felt this morning, it usually, if it's on one side, that usually means there's some asymmetry. You probably lifted more with one side than the other. So yeah, definitely take it easy. Today is Tuesday. Are you going tomorrow? Yeah. Tomorrow is upper body, so you should be fine. But just when you go, it's a group session. The quote unquote danger of group sessions is that it's easy to get soaked up in the hype and soaked up in the energy and the music's playing and everybody's going and then you don't really feel it as you do it, but then you feel it afterwards. But just
Yeah.
you got to be picture very precise with your technique and your form. So dead hangs, cat camels, and then in your app, if you go to any workout, uh, click on any workout in your calendar and then do the mobility routines.
Okay.
Have you seen those yet by any chance?
I'm not sure what exactly you mean by that.
Okay, so I can actually show you. I could pull up. Give me 1 second. So you got the. Let me go. Let me actually go to somebody. Uh, so let me look up your. All right. So this is your home screen.
Yes.
On the bottom, you have the calendar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go to the calendar. You're going to see your whole calendar.
Yes.
It's kind of blurry. You hit any workout. In the workout, you have all the exercises. It's always the second one. You either have an upper body mobility routine or a lower body mobility routine. So this is the upper body one. You just hit in the top right, you hit full video, and it shows you.
Yes.
So I got upper body and I got lower body. Those mobility routines, honestly, they incorporate every single move you can do. You don't have to do all of it, but I would definitely go over that. Do the lower body mobility routine. So just go into your app, go to calendar, click on one
Yeah.
of those workouts, lower body mobility routines, do those exercises. You can do those at home. It's just body.
Okay.
But do that often. Dead hangs, and the cat camels are in there too. So that's where I would start.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
Since I just started, and I know that when you lose weight, it's very visible. You can easily see it or notice it. When it comes to muscle, how long until I start seeing results?
Yeah, building muscle is a lot slower than losing fat.
Yeah,
Most people believe it's the other way around. Building muscle depends on muscle memory. It depends on whether you've never worked out before, and it also depends on how much protein you eat, how much sleep you get. So there's a lot of variables, but um, it's almost impossible to put a timeline on it.
okay,
The way you're going to not so much see it, you're going to feel it first. You're going to feel a little bit harder in your arms. You're going to feel yourself be more stronger. But the way you want to see it is by you losing fat because that's going to reveal the muscle. Your muscles
mhm,
are not necessarily going to get a whole lot bigger.
got it.
Yeah. But they're going to look bigger the leaner you get because then you're going to get quote unquote toned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So the number one thing you're doing everything right. The number one thing you got to keep doing or you got to do is just keep going. Don't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Just keep it going. Anybody else? Claudia, Viridiana? Any questions? You trying to hit unmute Vidi or no? Are you playing Angry Birds or what?
It's,
Mm,
oh, can you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess my biggest challenge it's been the logging my food, and it's just finding like that time, since I'm with my kids all day. I'm logging the food, and I'm like, Mom, I need this, Mom, I need that. But I guess just if I make it a priority, first thing in the morning, maybe before I go to the gym or something, logging the food that I ate the day before. But yeah, that's my biggest challenge. And I know you need that data to help me out with. My biggest challenge is my protein intake, just increasing that and knowing how much I'm hitting every day. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my biggest.
Um, I'm looking up on my phone. There was a message that we talked about because I talk to a lot of other online fitness coaches, and there's an app
Mm.
that you can take pictures of your food, and it's very accurate. Oh, I think,
I actually tried it, Michael. I know we talked about that.
yeah. Well, that's Cal AI, right?
Yeah,
How'd it go?
I don't think it's accurate
What makes you say that?
because I had a sweet potato in my on my plate and it didn't even acknowledge that there was a potato in there.
Really?
Yeah, and then there was something else like cabbage or something. I mean, I don't eat random food. It's pretty basic stuff. So I'm wondering if this app is more for like fast food or something more foods that are more common rather than whole foods.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. And then I had like obviously it's not going to know exactly what's on the plate unless you make the edit. So for example, I had cottage cheese and it detected yogurt and I'm like, wait, that's yeah. So you just got to adjust, but it does make it easier to a certain extent because you're not having to like log everything. It
Yeah.
does log at least 80% of the food.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's so there's another one called Macro Factor. I believe Macro Factor is from Jeff Nippard. Um, and yeah, it's from Jeff Nippard. I do trust him, but if even if it's just 80%, if you struggle with logging food like Viridiana, then use that first to get yourself in the habit. And if you see like a real discrepancy, like, hey, it's not even logging the potato, then you're going to have to add the potato back in. But even that, I still think it's better well, it's faster than logging it manually. I mean, the long story short is you just got to log your food. You can also just log your food manually. Then you know for 100, like 95% sure that it's good. But if you definitely struggle with it, start with Macro Factor.
I think something, and I don't know if it's okay to share, but something that I found helpful is that when I meal prep, I'm already logging that food, right? Like
Yeah.
I already have, I do it so many different ways, but one thing I did was for every meal prep, I would put how many ounces of steak chicken on like a post-it on top, and then I'll just go to the app either that day, I log it for Wednesday if that's when I'm gonna eat that meal prep, or I just already have the macros on that sticky note, like a quarter cup of rice and 3 ounces of chicken. I know that's a little bit, but just for example purposes. And whatever is in that meal prep is already on the sticky, so I don't have to think about what am I eating. I just go in the app and I log it while I'm eating. So
Yeah, that's the
just
ultimate way of doing it. Yeah. For sure. If you're preparing food in advance, that's when you should log it because then also subconsciously, You're telling yourself this is what you're going to eat. You already logged it, so it's very hard to say no to it. The problem is not everybody prepares their food, unfortunately. Some people just eat on the go or they're traveling. Or like Viridiana, she has, busy with kids and all that. But yeah, that would be ideal. Sunday morning, especially, prepare your food in advance. Just log it then. Yeah. So not really any solutions here, but hope that kind of helps. But yeah. Anything else? You guys are all good? Just for the future, I want to do, I'm just thinking out loud. I want to do like an in-person get together, and I'm just speaking it out right now. I have no like tangible plans right now, but somewhere early next year, we have like a client trip and we all just get together somewhere in America. Maybe not Arkansas because it's really cold all the way till like April. But I don't know. I was thinking maybe Disney World in Florida or something, or something, or somewhere at the beach, maybe California. I don't know. I mean, I know how hard it is to get you guys to go down to the beach already, like Newport Beach. So, but I'll keep you guys posted on that. I'm just saying it out loud so that it actually happens. Sometimes that's what you just have to do. But keep me posted on if you guys need anything. If you have any questions or any obstacles, just message me. And for everybody, if you didn't get a check and reply yet, I'm going to send that to you right now. All right. Keep it up. Everybody's on the right track. Keep it going. Everybody's at different levels. Everybody's going at different speeds. Some of you guys have different goals. Remember the reason why you started. And remember that everything takes 10 times more effort, 10 times longer than what is advertised and what is commonly portrayed. And if you see somebody with the perfect life, well, obviously that's all show, but don't compare yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy. Benjamin Franklin. By the way, completely off topic, but if you have HBO, go watch the show John Adams. If you have HBO, if you don't have HBO, get yourself a free trial and watch the show John Adams. Yeah. And on that note, I'll talk to you guys later. We'll see you guys next week. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye bye.